morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello, my name is Marina Lindsay, and I'm currently a senior at San Marcos High School, and I've been attending Christ Presbyterian Church since I was about 2 years old. And as many of you already know, but I'll make it official today, I've chosen UCLA as my college of choice. And so for my sermon today, when I was first thinking about what I wanted to speak on, I wanted to speak on something I know, because I've been attending this church for most of my life, so many of you were my teachers. So I wanted to speak about something I can actually speak with from the heart. So I thought, what does everybody have in common? What is one thing that makes us all the same? And then I thought of fear, because everybody has fears, no matter who they are. Well, of course Bradley's fearless, but other than that, everybody has fears. And there's the general fears like snakes, spiders, the creepy crawlies that we don't really like. And then there's the deeper fears, the fear of being helpless, of being abandoned by those who love us, fear of the job market, protecting your family. Many people live in fear for most of their lives, but thankfully we're in America and many of us don't have that problem. But we still have fears, each and every one of us. And over the past month, no matter if they said yes or no, I asked family members and friends to tell me their deepest fears, and I made them give me an answer. And some of them were very specific, and some of them were a little bit broader, like the ones I already shared. One person said they fear being falsely accused of a crime they didn't commit in a foreign country. Many of you guys know Emma Delkamp, and I believe Claire and Emily share this fear as well, but a fear of butterflies. Apparently, like when they landed on their face, the antenna and body were really close up, and they might, because butterflies eat meat, so they might eat them, right? Yeah, that's the fear. Terrifying. So butterflies, another fear. And then for me personally, with a lot of younger people dying kind of earlier than their time, I fear an early death. But I can go to college now, so I can check that one off. And so the most common answer I received over the past month, by far, was fear of the unknown. And that is the main fear I want to talk with you about today. And so the second lesson is probably one of my favorite passages in the Bible, and it is 1 John 4:18. Let's see, found around page 241 in the Red Bible, if you recall. This is by far one of my favorite passages. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love. And obviously this passage deals with two pretty broad concepts, fear and love. Two words that are pretty hard to define, and each person might have their own definition. So for me, fear is the dark places in our lives. Fear is not necessarily like, if somebody fears heights, they don't fear exactly how high a building is, but the what if. What if I fall off that building? Somebody who fears snakes or spiders doesn't really fear them existing in the world, but what if it comes near me? What if that snake's near my leg? And these fears are the apprehension of what might happen. The fear of what's there that I can't see. It's the dark place where we can't always know what's going to happen. And people who dwell in their fears, they fear failure, they will never go and try to be successful. They will stay cooped up and they won't go out and try to do things, try to go beyond that fear. Like a fear of public speaking, they will never speak in front of a crowd. They will never face that fear. But when you have perfect love, then you can use that perfect love to erase those fears from your mind and go out and do what you need to do to move beyond it. And perfect love for me is almost the exact opposite. It's that connection that cannot be broken, that undying love, that unchanging bond between two people, like a mother and child. No matter what you do wrong, no matter how far you go astray, that connection will always be there to come back to. Like our connection with God, that faith, that love, that forgiveness. No matter how wrong we can be, no matter how far away we can go, He will always be there for us to come back home to Him. And for me, we're human, so we know none of us is perfect. But when we do have love, you can have perfect love with God and with each other. And for me now, I'm going to share a story, because many of you have known me for most of my life, and many of you probably remember what happened to me when I was 5. When I was 5 years old, in my very first Indian Princess camp out, I had third-degree burns from about here to here on my arm, because I had fallen backwards into a fire pit at camp out. So we were playing tag or setting up a rope swing or doing something where I wasn't paying attention, and there was tiny stones around the fire pit, where I fell backwards and tripped my arm out behind me. And I remember there was an empty licorice bucket. We filled up with ice water. We went in the car to the fire department, to the helicopter pad, to the children's burn unit, where I spent about 1 or 2 weeks while Mary healed. And for me, I was 5. This was a very scary experience. I was terrified. I didn't know what was going to happen, what they were going to do to my arm, why this was happening to me here and now. But I remember over the next couple of days, I saw so many of this congregation's wonderful faces there to wish me well. I saw friends, I saw family. I remember the Reese's brought me a stuffed dog with a spot on the side that I still have to this day, and I still love that thing. And there were so many wonderful faces there, and there was just so much warmth, so much love. I was 5. I didn't have a very strong connection with God. I knew we came to church, we bowed our heads, we said our prayers at night, but I didn't have that love with Him yet. But I had it with you, and I had it with my friends. And I remember in the days when I went back to kindergarten, there was a boy named James, and I don't remember what school he goes to now. I don't remember where he went after kindergarten, but I remember he came up to me, he gave me a hug, and he said, "Marina, we are praying for you. My family's praying for you. I'm praying for you. My church is praying for you. And we hope you get better soon." And there was just so much love, so much warmth, so much faith and kindness, not necessarily just from God, but from all of you, from my friends. It helped erase that fear for me. And I was back the very next time, the next Indian Princess camp out. I still love camping. Campfire is one of my favorite smells. Roasting s'mores, hot dogs, everything. I do not have a fear of being around that campfire or going back camping because there was so much love and warmth. It took that fear away from me. And we look back to Psalm 23, where it says, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Don't dwell on your fears, because God will always be there beside you. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord." When you come back to God, here to church, with your friends, your family, with that faith and love, and dwell with Him, your fears will be erased, and you can go back and live your life the way you're meant to be. God will never abandon us. He will never stop loving us. He does not knowingly cast us down into darkness, but rather turns on the light and guides us back to His embrace, when we find ourselves as the sheep who have gone astray.